Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aisha Sheikh, and I am a volunteer here at the Distress Center, and I'm having a conversation with Robyn Romano, the CEO of the Distress Center. Hey, Robyn, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming down and having a chat with me today.
Anytime. For those people who do want to volunteer, let's talk about that. Why would someone want to volunteer at the Distress Center?
So we've actually got our volunteer training back in-house and in person at Distress Center. Throughout the pandemic, everything turned so virtual and so remote. And we almost turned virtual completely overnight. But now trying to navigate what stays virtual, what comes back on site, it has been that longer process. But we're back to having in-person, on-site volunteer training groups again, which is absolutely amazing. I've said it, to me, the volunteers are the heart and soul of what we do as an organization. And I get to work with and for the absolute best people that our city has. People that can come in and give of themselves on our crisis lines every day, I just have such admiration for. So when I first started here, I got to work very, very closely with the volunteers. And a lot of people come for very different reasons. A lot, like me, came to the organization because you're trying to build that professional capacity. Mm-hmm. I know for me, and what I hear from a lot of people who move into being a leadership volunteer, is the leadership skills. There's no better place in our city that I think can help people who are getting into the human services field than an opportunity at Distress Center. You get to see firsthand and be a part of firsthand response to supporting others, response to crisis, response to mental health, and get that practical application. Over time, when I finished my social work diploma, what really kept me and what I hear from a number of volunteers is the skills that I developed through my time here that allowed me to show up in my own life differently. And being here taught me the value of human connection. And I think that's what a lot of people get out of that experience, is that value of human connection, that ability to see things outside of your own worldview. So how did you find the application process and coming to be a volunteer, and how was that training process for you?
I actually brought a friend with me. Her and I both, we volunteer together all the time, and we've done a lot of volunteering in terms of Dress for Success, the Syrian refugee crisis, and things like that. So I said, hey, let's go do this Distress Center thing. I don't know what it is, but I think you sit on the lines and you're answering phone calls and something like that. I'm not sure, but let's go do this. So we went through that, and then we went through the training, which was, for me, the best part of it. Because if you were to go out and pay for those courses, you would be charged thousands of dollars. But here, you're going through this extensive training process, and you are actually able to learn all of these skills and then apply them.
We are taking our training out there so that people that may not have the capacity or the time commitment to be able to volunteer can still get some of that high quality training that they can take into their workplaces. You don't get the same practical application of seeing those skills on the lines, but that training is something that I think is valued to anybody in any walk of life.
Truly, just the ability to listen, active listening, which I learned here at the Distress Center, was something that they valued a lot. So, but I promise that anybody who's volunteering, you get more than what you are giving.
I think one of the things that we've been really trying to talk about as an organization is how do we just show up in our everyday lives, both in how we show up here at Distress Center, but even outside of here, of just being compassionate and caring individuals. A smile, even just meeting somebody along the street, passing somebody by, a smile goes a long way. A hello, a check-in. And so whatever we can do, I think, as an organization, and what our volunteers can do in taking that out, and it just ripples into all of these areas and really can help us build stronger communities where people feel supported, where people don't necessarily have to call a crisis line to get supported. And I'm sure there are so many people in our community that are impacted by the work that we do that don't ever actually even use our services because of the volunteers, because somebody in their lives volunteered at a Distress Center and takes that out with them everywhere they go.
I think learning from those things and really feeling those things, to me, I walk out of here every single time lighter, happier, and better for it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Well, and thank you. Thank you for your time and commitment and volunteering at Distress Center. This is, I will say, April is probably my favorite month at Distress Center because it is Volunteer Appreciation Month. So getting to sit down and spend a little bit of time talking about Distress Center, talking about the role of volunteers, pretty special.
Yeah. Thank you.